Monster here, and welcome back to yet another Halloween video. And in this Halloween video, we're going to be unboxing the Spirit Halloween 2022 Strawman Animatronic. Now this guy I actually ordered off Spirit Halloween's website. If you guys didn't know, this guy is a new prop in stores this year. He's just only sold at select Spirit Halloween stores. He's not sold at every Spirit Halloween stores, just the top selling select stores. So that means you won't really see him at every store. And at first, I didn't really want to believe this. I wanted to get him at flagship, but I couldn't. And then I was also told he was only at this top stores, and I kind of waited to see if they would go to any stores yet. But so far, it's pretty rare to see him in stores. So I just went ahead and ordered him, and he has finally arrived today. It's been quite a while since I ordered him, but he finally arrived, and honestly, I am super excited to go ahead and have him. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box first. We have the front, which just says Strawman and some little information and the Spirit logo, and then the stock photo right there. And then here is the top of the box. There's the top. There is the side right here with that same stock photo from the front. And then here is the other side with just some closer shots of him. There is a bit of a hole right here, but not really that bad, honestly. And then over here on the back, we do have some of the extra information, a little story, and he retails for $299. Now let's go ahead and take all his parts out and see what we have. So, here's what the inside looks like. So it's a pretty compact box, but let's go. So, we have his foam padding right here. We have his instructions. An adapter in the white box. I'll kind of take that out and show it. But there it is. Let's see, we have the clothing. I think that's his, yeah, it's just clothing right here. We have his hand, and actually this does look very similar to the Hugs hand mold, except it has that little cover right here. Wow. Nice looking hands for sure. There they are. Then we have this box, which I assume is the head, because Grimm came in a box like this. And I need to open that up. Okay, we actually have a little pole right here, probably for his neck, but there's a pole right there. And then we have his head. Wow. Take this out real quick. There is his head. Wow, it looks super good in person. I haven't seen his head since flagship. We'll talk about more about his face in the review portion of this video. But for now, let's get back to the rest of the parts. We have his shoes right here. I don't remember what other props had these shoe molds. They just look very similar. I don't remember for sure. Kind of a shoulder piece right here with a bar in the front of it. We have his control mech right here with the mechanism. This is a big mech. There's his control box, the mech right here, and then this like weird body frame. That is super weird, but it's to make him lean from side to side, so it makes sense. But finally, we have the base with some poles. I'm gonna cut those real quick and show them. There we go. So here are his poles. We first have one of his bent leg poles, and then here is the other one, and we have two normal sized poles right here, are just basic poles. But with that being said, that concludes the parts of the Strawman animatronic from Spirit Halloween. Let's go look at a better look of all these parts now. Now let's take a look at all the parts for the Strawman animatronic. We have 2 of the foam paddings. We have his hands with the arms. We have his control box with the mechanism and torso frame. We have his shoulder bracket. We have his clothing, the instructions, the shoes, the 2 regular poles and the 2 bent leg poles, the adapter, the neck pole, the base, and the head. So let's now start the setup of the Strawman animatronic from Spirit Halloween 2022.
between worlds grows thin. You never know what is lurking in the shadows, or right behind you. Stay close and keep your limbs closer. You wouldn't want to lose any.
Now here is my overview section of the Spirit Halloween 2022 Strawman Animatronic. Before I start this part of the video, I do want to mention real quick that I think for my overviews, I do kind of want to do some cool lighting, such as this, just because it's a bit better than just a still image of a prop in normal lighting, and I think it just makes a prop look cooler for the video. The light I'm actually using in this video is the Olafis Halloween RGB Spotlight. This light is amazing. Now, it actually comes with 2 of them, so you get a pair of 2, and there's a whole bunch of different features on it. The one I'm currently using is the orange light, but there is a whole bunch of other ones. There is a red light, there is a clear light, there is a blue light, there is a green light. There's a whole bunch of different colors like yellow, and there's even ones like fades that go really fast or really slow. And there's even a flash section, which is really awesome. And of course, again, more options for that flash that are good for a haunted house. And yeah, overall, there's a whole bunch of different features on this light, but for this video, I'm keeping it as the orange light. But again, there's a whole bunch of different features for a haunted house. This light is honestly really good. I do recommend it. They also sell just normal RGB spotlights, fairy lights, security lights, and a whole bunch of other lights. I'll leave a link down below where you guys can buy these lights and check them out yourselves. I'll also leave a link to their Amazon page. But with that being said, let's get back to the Strawman. So the Strawman here is your classic Scarecrow animatronic. This guy is all decked out in a classic Scarecrow vibe, and he's actually a servo animatronic, which we first saw with Grimm and some Home Depot props like the Infernal Reaper. And now this year we also have the Smoldering Reaper Souls and the Servo Crone Witch. And now we have is a servo Scarecrow, which is the Strawman. This guy honestly is really good with servos. It's really just his head with the servos. His head moves up and down, side to side, and just some head turning all different directions. It is really good. This guy's servos look really great. This guy didn't even need servos, but they did it so great that honestly I am glad they gave him servos. And then he has some basic body swerving up and down, which look really good too. For detail, this guy, again, is decked out in the classic Scarecrow vibe. From the bottom up, we have his shoes, which look very nice. He's got the hay sticking out of his pants and his sleeves. We have his pants in this darkish blue color with a patch on it. It's a nice little touch. We have a rope tied around his waist, which in the unboxing I actually forgot to show just because I wasn't reading the instructions. So I forgot to put the rope on, but it's a pretty easy step. You just wrap it around him and then tie it. Also in the unboxing, I accidentally put the burlap collar inside out, but again, very easy fix, nothing really extreme. And that kind of shows that this guy is a pretty easy setup. For the most part, I didn't even use instructions because it's pretty basic. However, for the head, you kind of have to position it a certain way because if you don't, he might look more to the left or more to the right. And I had to readjust it at least like 5 times to get it perfectly like this, but overall it is okay. His hands are very nice too. They're kind of like the Hugs hands, but they have like an extra glove on them, and they're done in this brownish color, which look really good. And he's got, again, his burlap collar, which is very nice, a very dark brown. He's got his hat with the straw hair, like a classic Scarecrow, with his face that kind of looks like it's burlap. It's not actually burlap, it's latex, which we'll talk about later. But he's got also burlap stitches around his mouth, kind of like the looming Strawman. And he's got a whole bunch of scars on his face. And he's got these piercing yellow LED lights. And for his shirt, he's just got a plaid shirt that's buttoned up, and he's even got some hay sticking out of his shirt, which is kind of weird, but honestly not bad at all. I kind of like it. But this guy's detail is honestly super great. I love how this guy looks. And if you know me pretty well, you might know that pumpkins and scarecrows are my favorite animatronics. If I were to just rank this guy amongst scarecrows only, this guy is top 4, if not top 2. I might like him better than Barnyard Butcher and Cornstalker, which I'll talk about Cornstalker again later on. My favorite pumpkin and scarecrow prop though is Little Nestor, because Little Nestor is both a pumpkin prop and a scarecrow prop, and I don't think that'll ever be beaten for me. And then my second favorite pumpkin prop, who's not a scarecrow, is Pumpkin Nestor. But just talking strictly scarecrows, Strawman is my second favorite possibly. Now it's hard because Cornstalker is my all-time favorite SBI prop, and probably my second favorite scarecrow prop. I just love that guy so much. and he's always remained my favorite ever since I saw him, and it's kind of hard for me to rank anything above him. But if Strawman ages as well as he does for me right now, he might be my new favorite SBI prop and my second favorite Scarecrow prop. This guy honestly is amazing. I love this guy so much. I gotta say, this guy is probably my favorite prop of the year. I don't think I've mentioned that yet, but this guy, unless there is a after Halloween release that I like better for this year, then Strawman is my favorite prop of the year. And that includes all the stores like Morris Costumes, Party City, Home Depot, Lowe's, etc. This guy is my favorite of the entire year. I just love him so much. Again, Scarecrows are my favorite Halloween character, and just having a prop like this where it's almost like a standard Scarecrow is really good, honestly. I know some people may not like it because we've already seen a bunch of Scarecrows in the past, but for our spirit's sakes, we haven't really gotten a lot of just normal basic Scarecrows. We've had the Harvester from 2011 through 2014. We've had Blooming Strawman in 2018, and then we have Strawman here. And I don't think there's really any competition with this prop. There's been a couple of years in the past where I don't know what's my favorite because there's actually a few ones I can't really choose from. But this one I can choose easily after seeing everything this year. This guy is an easy favorite of the year. Like every spirit prop this year, I think I do a few cons, and the one con that kind of sticks with almost every spirit prop I'm talking about this year is the price tag. This guy retails for $300, which honestly isn't that bad compared to other props this year. We have ones like Nozzles the Clown, who's a 6-foot basic SEI clown, and he is $350. So a Servo Scarecrow being $300 doesn't seem that bad. We have Grimm, who is also the same price as Strawman this year, and he's also a servo prop with more animation actually for the same price. So honestly, for the price, Grimm is more worth the money, and that does make me think, because I do think that Grimm probably should be a $250 prop, but this guy should probably be a $230 prop. However, if this guy was $250, I think that would be an okay price at $250, but really this guy should be $230, just because this guy is servo, but he doesn't have as much animation as Grimm, and servos aren't really as expensive as companies these days are trying to make them be. This guy should just be $230, if not $250, just because it's nothing too crazy, honestly. And that's really just the biggest con I have, is the price tag. But again, compared to other spirit props this year, I'm actually surprised it's not more. I'm okay with it right now. My other con actually is with the prop name. It's called Strawman, and honestly, I don't think that's a great name for him. Now, it's not a bad name because it definitely fits him. He's a straw man, so obviously it fits the name. But for a prop like this, we should get a cooler name. We already have a prop called the Looming Strawman from 2018. So I do think they should call this guy a different name, just to not get confused with one prop, but also just to make this guy stand out on his own. The original SVI name for this guy is actually Scarecrow, which actually is a better name. Again, very small con, nothing too big about it. It doesn't really hurt the prop, just the marketing. His face is latex, which I don't think a Scarecrow face should be latex. Again, it should be like a burlap face for real. It does look like it's burlap, but it's actually just latex. And I think if it actually was burlap, it would look 10 times cooler and more realistic. If not burlap, at least vinyl, because vinyl does look a bit more like burlap than latex. And you guys might already know I don't like latex because it dry rots. My last con is that his body is kind of skinny. So on some angles, his body does look kind of weird. His head looking like it's too big. But again, a very small con. So despite all these little small cons, this guy I definitely 100% recommend. Again, this guy is probably my favorite prop of the year so far. This guy is awesome. I definitely recommend him. That's really it, guys, for this video on the Spirit Halloween 2022 Strawman. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next Halloween video.